The Federal College of Forestry Mechanization of Faka, Kaduna State were abducted. The plan was to attack and kill the bandits, even if it meant some students would die in the process. El-Rufai added that Kaduna is currently at war and such would only be considered as collateral damage, a price he would be willing to pay instead of paying ransom. The governor, however, said before this could be done, the bandits hurriedly changed location, which led to the students spending over a month in captivity. The governor said this on Thursday during a webinar organized by the Africa Leadership Group. Now, responding to a question on his refusal to negotiate with bandits, he said, quote, 2 days after the abduction of the Afaka young people, I was assured by the Air Force and the Army that they knew where the kidnappers were with the students and they had encircled them. We were going to attack them. We would lose a few students, but we would kill all the bandits and we would recover some of the students. That was our plan. That was the plan of the Air Force and the Army. But they slipped through the cordon of the Army. That is why they were not attacked. We know it is risky. We know in the process we may lose some of the abductees, but it is a price we have to pay. This is war. There will always be collateral damage in war, and we will rather do that than pay money, because paying money has not solved the problem anywhere in the world. End of quote. So let's talk about that for a bit. So the governor is saying the original plan was to go in there guns blazing, kill all the bandits, lose a few students, possibly might be caught in the crossfire, in the melee, collateral damage. But when a situation of war, and in war there is collateral damage anyways. Do you think that's an appropriate approach? If it was your call to make, would you make the same call that the governor made, even though it was not put into effect? Because as the governor put it, somehow they were able to slip the cordon of the military. Even though I do wonder how they were able to do that. Slip implies that they were able to get out without the military knowing that they got out. I mean, if you knew where they were and you had encircled them, so how were they able to slip past the cordon? Well, that's not a matter, I suppose. But if the call was yours, would you have made the same call the governor made, or would you have made a different call? The lines are open now. 0817 923 0002 or 0003, 0817 923 0007 or 0009. We are live on Twitter at NigeriaInfoPH, also live on Facebook.com/NigeriaInfoPH. And to the phone lines now. Hello, hard factor, welcome.
Hello, Dada.
Hi, go ahead.
This is Madi calling from Igbeshe.
Go on.
Hello?
Go ahead, please.
Yes, I think it's high time that we talk about all this government and the bandits. I think we should understand that the politicians, our government, they are the Boko Haram.
Would you have made a similar call as to that which the Kaduna State governor made? That's the question. That's the matter we're discussing now.
What's the question now?
Okay, moving on. Hello, Hotspot, you're welcome.
Hello, good afternoon, Dara. Good evening, Dara.
You're welcome. Go ahead, please.
Yes, my name is Felix from Dara.
You're welcome.
See, I would make that call if I was in that position.
Okay.
Because as it is, even in advanced countries, sometimes when things happen like this, they start to lose a few to get the whole. And for them to pay ransom, because when you pay ransom, they will still use this ransom to buy arms, and it will become more dangerous for the people. So the best thing is that I would make the call by doing this thing. Maybe 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5.
But even in those advanced countries that you reference, sometimes what they do is they give the hostage takers, that's the abductors, they give them what they want just to let the hostages go. Then they go after the kidnappers or the abductors. Sometimes you do that also.
Yes. But sometimes,
or many times actually, they do that.
Many times, yes.
Yeah.
But when you come to even, sorry, I want to just bring it's like a fiction, but in the movies we watch it. Where sometimes the call comes to the president, here he will say, the American president will say, the only word is just a bomb. Let me talk
what you're describing, what you're describing, hold on, sir.
Yes.
What you just described now, that usually is a situation where if a threat is not neutralized, there will be harm to a larger population. So in that case, you're weighing is threat to a small population versus threat to a larger population. So if it means eliminating a small population, a president might give the go-ahead for that. But it's not the same thing with a kidnap or a hostage-taking situation. It's not the same thing.
Okay, these people look at what I'm saying. Now, are you not? If, for example, now they have the government has gone in and maybe killed them. Do you know that other hostage takers may say that even to negotiate, they will really talk hard on them. It's better they lose and the other will die. And no hostage taker will want to die in the process of hostage taking. They want to stop. But if you go, they know that at least they have hold the government in a position where they will always negotiate because of the people that not to get the collateral damage. So what I'm saying is that it's just like when you give an example of green people. They said that they will need 50 million. For 50 million, they said after giving them 50 million, they need 100 million. From there, they will increase it to different things that they will ask for. They will need it to do another collateral damage to others. So the best thing is that let them go. Let me lose your thing.
All right.
And solve the problem. What's up, look at
I think his thought is clear, sir. I have to move on to either. Hello, Hard to welcome.
Yeah, then if El-Rufai son or daughter was among those terrorists,
I guess we may never know.
Yeah. I don't even expect an answer, but I think the government is serious, or if it's serious, this is what if they really want to make it.
Good afternoon, go ahead.
That the governor has quoted out of contest. That's what tomorrow night we said you have quoted out of contest. That's why we are expecting that one tomorrow.
Oh well.
You know what I mean? So to me, the governor has refused to pay. He said he's not going to pay ransom for their release. You understand me? So then you have no other option than to what they said. Okay, they should go after them. You understand me? So if you said okay, I'm not going to pay any money for them for the bandits that don't release the students, then you have to go after them. You understand me? Because I know that they're going to do some casualty, but go after them because right now they're not going to go after them. And we expect another one again.
If you were the governor, would you make that decision? Go after them.
If I'm the governor, I said okay, I'm not going to pay anybody.
No. Hold on. Not if you said no. Forget about the part about not paying ransom.
I'll go after them. After them directly.
And not minding that some of the students may lose their lives. In fact, we will lose their lives.
Yes, I know. That's what they are going to casualty. But if I'm the governor, I'll go after them directly. Because the more you pay ransom, the more the business control. But if you go after them and then you're able to succeed, I don't think that will that again. So the first thing is that if I'm the governor, I'll go after them directly.
Okay. 973, welcome.
Yeah, I'm calling from a chair.
Go ahead.
If I were the governor, I wouldn't take such a decision because some precious lives would have been lost. And what I would have done is to pay the ransom, secure the release of the students, and go after the so-called kidnappers or bandits. Because that is the duty of the state security. I would use the security and track them down to the hideouts.
But you do realize that there have been instances, maybe not with the students lately, but there have been instances. In fact, even with Greenfield, we had 5 of the students killed, even though the ransom has not been paid yet. But there have been instances, maybe not as high profile as this case or these cases, where ransom was paid and the abducted person was killed still.
Then I would have done what I have said. I would do everything possible to secure the release of the students and use the state security, track them down, and there will be no pardon in terms of amnesty for any of them.
Okay, all right. 91. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Go on.
It's Sergio, my name, calling from Meleme. Dayo, it is very easy to track money. I witnessed when ransom was paid, mad money was paid to kidnappers and they rescued the victim in Port Harcourt here. And that money was tracked and the kidnappers were arrested. Dayo, if our security agents are given a free hand to do the work, they can do it. Dayo, you see Boko Haram, I used to say it to those that care to listen, that if Only the police can smoke a Boko Haram in Nigeria. I am suspecting foul play. Personally, it's a personal opinion anyway.
Yeah, but so, if you say that at some point some technique was used in tracking, can you hear me? Can you hear me? I can hear myself back as well. Okay, that's not working. Very, very important. Turn on the volume of it with this. We say that constantly. But what I was going to ask that fellow is, so maybe at some point some technology was used such that after ransom is paid, especially if it's in the form of physical cash, you can track down the kidnappers. Kidnappers also evolve, and that's it. They also, or some of them, or criminals generally evolve as well. So what may have worked in apprehending criminals at some point, at some other time, the same technique may not work again. And that's not saying that kidnappers cannot be apprehended. I'm just wondering, why these methods have not been employed thus far. Hello, 90.3.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, go on.
This is Frankie calling from Ogobolo.
Go ahead.
Pertaining the ransom, if you may.
No, it's not pertaining the ransom per se. It's pertaining El-Rufai's statement that they were prepared to go in guns blazing, prepared also that there might be some collateral, that some of the students might die.
Okay. In this life, if he paid, he did not pay. If anybody wants to die, we die. But the only thing is that.
What do you mean if anybody? What do you mean if anybody wants to die, they will die? I don't understand that.
A man that is sleeping up in his house died without nothing. If El-Rufai said we send the government to the kidnappers to free, if the government can do the right thing, they can pass through the community boys around that area. If they free their hands for them, and they will give them the more right details so that they can follow up those boys.
What do you have for me, sir? Hello, you're welcome.
Good
evening, go ahead.
My name is Theophilus. I'm calling from Rumundara.
Go ahead, please.
If I was to be El-Rufai, yes, I'm going to live in gun blazing. Those who know me very well know that even if I have money through the whole planet, I will never negotiate with a terrorist. But the irony of the whole thing is that El-Rufai was only rendering a lip service. I never think he would have moved in there to rescue those people.
Are you sure? Are you sure about that?
Yes, I'm very sure.
How do you know this?
I know this because he's one of a Nigerian politician who don't have shame, who don't know that they were elected into office to lead.
That's not exactly evidence of what he just said right now, because he didn't say he was the one going to lead a charge. He said the army and the air force told him they know their location. They also told him what their plan was to go in there, and he had given the go ahead. So he wasn't the one going to do it personally.
I don't believe he gave the go ahead. I don't believe he gave the go ahead. He's just making lip service. Let it look like they are not negotiating with these people.
So what do you think his strategy was? If you don't believe what he just said, what do you think he was planning?
He wasn't planning anything.
How can he not plan anything?
Because these people really know what they are doing. Then if they are willing to fight these bandits, if they are willing to track this people down, they will do it. If our Nigerian police want to work, we see how they always do.
Listen, I'd like to ask you a question here. What does El-Rufai profit? No, that does not answer my question. I'm not even disputing your position that he might be clueless. What I'm asking you is, what does El-Rufai stand to benefit from the kidnapping of the students?
Okay, I would say
because even a clueless person still likes to defend his interest, protect his interest. Am I right?
Yes.
So, what does El-Rufai stand to benefit by the kidnap of those students?
What it stands to benefit is that he believes that he is working for his. I don't want to sound like a tiger, but
you probably are going to sound like a bigot. Very likely. Yeah. Bigotry is not. If it sounds like bigotry, very likely it is bigotry. I mean, there's no.
Okay, fine. I wish I have a word to put it clearly, but let me just say that our leaders don't have shame. They are just watching these people do whatever they are doing because they feel like these people are our brothers, and let us leave them.
Oh, I don't think so. I think that's an oversimplistic way of putting it. The narrative that is the North against the rest of us. I think that's a washed up narrative to explain everything away. But
let's just
okay. So the one that how about the one that happened in Abia? Is that one to our brothers also? Are they El-Rufai brothers?
The one that happened in
that one too was sponsored by the North.
No, I wouldn't say so, but what I was trying to say is that it is not giving everybody in the country wings now. Everybody now wants to be a senior man.
So the North is responsible for what everybody wants to do.
Since they kidnap and they bargain with them, they give them huge amount of money. Everybody in the country now wants to be
exactly. So once again, the North is responsible for it.
Yes.
Wow.
They are responsible.
That's remarkable. I'm sure if the transformer on your street explodes today and you don't have power for the next couple of weeks, you're going to find a way to blame the North for it. We're good to hear from you though. Hello, Hot Facts. Hello, you welcome.
Hello.
Yeah,
you Valley.
Yeah, go ahead. It's 26 gone past 4 o'clock. I do have a commercial break to attend to shortly, but do I have any comments to attend to this time before the break? On via Twitter, Hector goes, is this the right one? Oh, yes it is, I suppose. Oh, no, it's not the right one. This was for the previous conversation, I suppose, but I will get to... all right, so I just go for that break. I'll return shortly. Conversation will continue. Please stay tuned.
Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162. And let us connect you to your customers. Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162. And let us connect you to your customers. Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162. And let us connect you to your customers. Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162. And let us connect you to your customers. Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162. And let us connect you to your customers. Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162. And let us connect you to your customers. Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162. And let us connect you to your customers. Connect with your customers. Advertise.
We connect you to the vicinity. We are Nigeria Info.
Listen to me. I said this is a real situation and the government has to do something about it. You're trying to insinuate all these people looting Nigeria's money.
This is Nigeria Info in the heart of Nigeria. 92.3. We are Nigeria Info.
And now, Hard Facts. Hard Facts with Dio.
Welcome back. Still Hard Facts 90.3 Nigeria Info here in Port Harcourt. I'm Dio. 29 minutes ago before 5 p.m. The news update is up at 5. But for the moment, would you make, if the call was yours, would you make a similar call as the one that the Kaduna State Governor, Nasir El-Rufai, made? Headline in the Punch: we were ready to lose students in planned Bandits Bombardment. That's according to El-Rufai. Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai on Thursday said when 29 students of the Federal College of Forestry Mechanization of FACA, Kaduna State, were abducted, the plan was to attack and kill the bandits, even if it meant some students would die in the process. He said, and I quote, 2 days after the abduction of the Afaka young people, I was assured by the Air Force and the Army that they knew where the kidnappers were with the students and they had encircled them. We were going to attack them. We would lose a few students, but we would kill all the bandits and we would recover some of the students. That was our plan. That was the plan of the Air Force and the Army, but they slipped through the cordon of the Army. That is why they were not attacked. We know it is risky. We know in the process we may lose some of the abductees, but it is a price we have to pay. This is war. There will always be collateral damage in war, and we will rather do that than pay money, because pay money has not solved the problem anywhere in the world. End of quote. Would you make a similar call if the call was yours? If you were the governor? Lines are open: 0817 93 0002 or 0003. 0817 93 007 and 0009. We are live on Twitter at Nigeria Info PH, also live on Facebook.com / Nigeria Info PH. And via Twitter, Das Kid, goodness. Twitter, negotiate, secure the release, and go after them full force. Via Facebook, hi Chico Laribe goes down. I wouldn't make such a call, but will invite the bandits to negotiate for the students to be released and track them and apprehend them once the students are released. Linus Nathaniel goes, it is simple to say because his children are not among. That is his version of preparing the leaders of tomorrow. God is watching. Goomba Agba goes, well done, Governor. You've turned to motivation speaker. For me, the move is a good one, but unfortunately he couldn't do that, so he should not say it. So the third lunch now. Hello, how to welcome.
Yeah, good evening. My name is Kende.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to contribute to El-Rufai. Yeah, for me, it's a tough one, but unfortunately, we cannot lose life at this point. It's irreparable. You consider your options. So the option of attacking the severity of the consequences, multi-catastrophe, tracing it to the root cause is what I always do, because I see that in Nigeria we are always reactive instead of being proactive. So there are other kind of soft targets waiting to be picked, which the government is probably not paying attention to at the moment. So if we have learned from every situation by reviewing it and having the lessons and picking them, I think we wouldn't find ourselves in this situation. So what they should do is now prepare as if another one is going to happen. And once we are able to put, because what is so surprising every time is that how do they pick these people?
We can have a full conversation on what should be done to prevent cases like this from happening, and we'll probably have that conversation possibly tomorrow in the 3 o'clock hour. But for now, I'd like to get your take on El-Rufai's call and what you may have done differently, or if you would have acted the same way.
No, for me, I wouldn't use the army, right? I would still continue to negotiate and see how we can bring them out. Everybody, all citizens, because we can't get those lives back. So I understand El-Rufai's position. He's been pushed to a point that he doesn't have a choice. So, but to lose a life is just unacceptable.
Yeah,
so
but pay
to them and see how they can pay. They have to pay.
So if you pay, there obviously is a possibility. There is a possibility that the kidnappers or the bandits would escape. There's a possibility that they would escape with a ransom. I suppose I suspect that's the only reason that a full frontal attack, or even if it's a covert attack, would have been suggested, because there are suspicions that they would escape with a ransom.
Okay, for me, if they pay the ransom and the kidnappers escape with the ransom, then that would be stupidity on the part of the security agent.
Maybe that's why they wanted to. That's why they were preparing some attack, maybe covert attack.
So for me, why would you attack and kill the innocent? Because the aim is to get those abductees out. So if you lose some, that's a irreparable damage. So you don't. That is the consequence of the severity of that consequence is multi-catastrophic.
But sometimes leaders have to make those tough choices. Sometimes a leader, a president, for example, might even have to give an order for a commercial plane to be shot down. If, for example, that commercial plane has nuclear weapons, that could kill millions of people.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
But these are local problems that can be solved locally. We have not gotten to that point of wanting to take that of collateral damage, consequence. No, I don't think we're at that point yet. Because it's still like, okay, get those people out. Use a stick and cat approach. I don't know how they call it in the military. So if they make that money available, you go after them to recover that money. Because if you need the cash, right, go to the CBN, get those cash, embed them with chips, give it to those people, then track them with the chips. It's easy. Don't they have drones? All these things are, if somebody not doing something somewhere, they take those kids, where they are, put surveillance over it, and monitor them. Simple.
Kind great to have me. Hello?
Yeah, Dayo, good afternoon.
Oh, go ahead.
Yes, you see, Dayo, if I'm the governor, I wouldn't take such measure, actually. Let's say, for example, before I even talk, let me talk about what stops them, because we are very reactive in nature as a people. What stops them from rounding up close members of their families, unknown to them? Because most of these persons are within, they didn't just fall from the sky, they have members of families. And some of them, majority of these persons, are also benefiting from the ill-gotten wealth that they are accruing from this business, because it's not a business, but a dangerous one whereby lives are lost. What stopped them from secretly because it's even easier to get members of their family because they live within the community, majority of them. Even despite the fact that some of them are out of the country to go and initiate themselves and all that, come back into the country and all that. They have members. What stopped them from what? Getting the members of the family and working on them psychologically for them to understand that what they are culprits to such wars, kidnapping, business, peradventure they don't see their brothers who are committing such wars. Crime is another way because then negotiation, like you rightly said, it's possible that after the negotiation, the killing might still go on. But taking the lives of those persons, it can be very devastating. What stops them from getting members? Now, you see my fear in the Nigerian case.
What's that?
I won't be surprised. I'm 99.9% sure that peradventure they go and say, okay, let's wipe out the bandits and all. I won't be surprised that at the end, the military will come out that, oh, we are very sorry. We thought the bandits were there and only the students were the ones that were killed in the process. We have heard of cases whereby allegedly, I don't know, we are airstrike from
Come on. How is that going to be possible? I mean, how do they storm the place and then kill the students and claim that the bandits were not there and we killed all the students? Come on, that's. I mean,
no,
I know that our armed forces may have some deficiencies, but this is just downright ludicrous.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They might confuse them for the bandits.
How do they confuse people who are not bearing firearms, who are probably tied together on the floor, on the ground? How do they confuse them to be bandits?
That's where the politics we are talking about comes in. That's where the politics we are talking about comes in. Because this is, okay, Dayo, I take you back to
what politics? Can you, no, hold on. We throw a lot of words around in this country. What politics in this case? What politics would warrant? No, hold on. I need to ask the question first. What politics would lead to or warrant the Nigerian military storming the location where the kidnapped students are kept and then shooting all the students and then coming out to say that, oh, we thought that they were the bandits, but the bandits were not there, only the students, but alas, we have shot and killed all the students. What politics?
Now, let me come in here. You use the word deficiency, right? Let me follow the word which you use, that deficiency. Let's say deficiency on their part now. Will you accept that as deficiency?
My question is specific. What politics? Okay, go ahead.
You just asked me a question.
All right, go ahead.
I will use situations to explain what I'm saying now.
All right, go ahead.
I will use situations that have happened previously. I take you back to the case of Boko Haram and Chad soldiers, killing them in their numbers. And what did the president say? Was it the president or the president said? Saying that what those boys are not terrorists, they should take it easy on them. And at a point, the Chad president on the Chad force said they will not even work with the Nigerian force anymore in fighting on going on a front to front on a one-on-one battle with the Boko Haram. Chikao, if I can remember, I don't know if it was a doctor's say, was crying that they shouldn't be killing. And at the point, I think it was getting to the point where it was ready for negotiation.
Okay. You know what? I don't get the politics of it all, really. But
let me come in. See, the Nigerian situation. If we want to stop this thing,
I'm quite certain that there is no politics to what you described there. But anyways, we got let's see now, some 17 to go before 5 o'clock. 973. Hello, you're welcome.
Hello, very good.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, El-Rufai. I would have adopted that option.
Okay.
To the extent that I would have presented myself as a collateral damage.
Come on. How does he present himself as a? Wait, does he stand before the army and ask them to shoot him?
Leadership without altruism is no leadership. At least I learned that from our friend Adedayo. Leadership without altruism is no leadership. Okay? Leadership should be empathetic enough to become the collateral damage.
So sometimes leadership also entails taking very tough decisions that may not be popular.
That is exactly what we are saying.
A leader also, it doesn't strive to be popular. He strives to make the right decisions.
Good. I am those people. Me, El-Rufai. leave these kids.
So what you're saying is every time leave the children, let them go, and then the governor and then the governor is killed. How many governors are we going to have in the state in a year?
The point I'm making is that we're at a point where supreme sacrifices should be made.
No, but the leader should resolve the situation, not escalate it. Handing yourself over to kidnappers or terrorists as a governor or a president, for example, or even a governor, in exchange for hostages or abductees, is not resolving the situation. It is escalating it.
Dayo,
yes.
If some hoodlums run into your household, you have yourself, you have your wife, you have your children. I'm sure that as a worthy father, the first statement that will likely come from you is, don't harm my family members. I'm sure as a responsible father, the first statement that should come from you is, do not harm my wife, do not harm my children. If anything, have me.
If in that case, you're right. A father could even submit himself in exchange for his children or for his wife. Now, in that case, that father or that mother, because a mother could do the same thing as well, is responsible for her family primarily and her family only. In the case of a governor or a president, he's not responsible. He's not responsible for those students only. He's responsible for millions of people. Not just those persons.
For the millions of his people, the governor cannot die for millions of his people.
No, millions were not abducted. Only tens of persons were abducted. There's a difference. There's a marked difference.
See, Dayo, it's just that in this part of the world, something happened back in the day, and I will tell you. I think it was in Finland. I remember when a Finnish foreign minister had to resign because a Finnish citizen was accused of espionage somewhere in Afghanistan back in the day, and because she could not rescue that citizen, she resigned her position. Can that happen in this country?
Oh, did she hand over herself to the Afghan authorities in exchange for that citizen?
Oh, she didn't. She did. I'm just telling you.
Exactly. So that's it. But no. So your analogy is inappropriate, because if you said the Finnish foreign minister handed herself over to the Afghan authorities, then it would have been perfect.
Mr. Elusakin, is not inappropriate. We are talking about leadership making ultimate sacrifices here. When would that happen with us?
Yes, but then again, listen. The governor or the president is responsible for millions of lives, and he has to take charge of all of those lives. So he cannot hand himself over. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. We should be passionate and emotional about it also. But the governor cannot hand himself over to criminals because maybe 20, 30, 40, or even if there are 100 or 200 or 300 are kidnapped. It shouldn't work that way.
Sir, just one last question. Would it be too much for the governor to do that?
I think the conversation so far, and my conversation with you so far, I think already explains my position on that matter.
Thank you so much.
Great to hear from you. We got to about 11 minutes ago before 5 o'clock. 91.3, welcome.
Yeah. Good evening.
Hi, go on.
Yeah, good evening. Yes, I think we're Nigerian. We should be proactive. I want to strongly believe that Nigerian army, in fact, Nigerian military, armed forces, are able. They are very much able to curb this situation in a number of days. And this kidnapping thing is now in a state of emergency. Let's let them come up with special tactical units in the army and all the armed forces that would actually go out for these guys. We are well trained here. We have what it takes. I don't think it is. I think the army is able to do this. They can go, kind of training, and we know that look, this team is strictly on standby for kidnapping and this kind of insurgents. They're well trained and they know how to go about these things, how to enter the enemy's camp and rescue people. But we have been in economics in this country with the truth, because those few persons can be rounded up in a very short time, and this whole issue of insecurity will be resolved in this country.
But our leaders have not come out to tell us the truth. Those people doing this kidnapping are trying to seek attention from the government.
Grazie, you have me, sir. But I am more concerned, really, as to the choice of, at least for the sake of this conversation, the choice that the Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai made, at least the choice he said he made, that they were going to, there was an operation being planned to rescue the students, may have led, or in fact the way he sounded suggests that they were certain it would lead to some collateral, that they might lose or would lose some of the students, but as long as they killed all the bandits, they were fine with that. So what do you make of that approach? Would you make a go on? Go ahead.
Has the Governor El-Rufai had any strategy before taking this decision of going to 10 times shooting them, which will
no. Hold on. The plan is not to go. Was not to.
Kaduna people. You pay them cash.
Wait, what do you say?
In the class school. And that is what I can't get to play that. So he decided to now this took very long. Like some people have said, it would have been better if you adopt the HPA to see how to recover the money. There is no way.
Coming up, taking us at 5. Supreme Court opposed the Rochelle based on the